buckle up. Okay, so you stopped him before he became bigger. He was one of them because I was just asking Hashem questions about it. Let me see if I can find. Trying to get that news article. You still didn't get that guy? Oh, initial appearance. I thought you got him. Right, she's cursing me. It's getting a little haywire. She's powering up. There is a she, all of you. Right. But I mean, it's men and women and millions of them actually at this point in the world, except in the mark of the beast at that level. Trying to get to that post. Why am I FBI Los Angeles? Now they go to my profile. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, it's got to be replies. There it is. Okay, so this person was stopped before they got bigger. Something was wrong. I can't find it. What the hell? Oh, they're trying to freak me out. Is that what they're doing? Right. Oh, there it is. They've blocked it from getting to the news article. Now they don't need to test me. They need to test themselves and test themselves out of a job. There's no need to test them. Everybody knows they shouldn't have the job. Right? It makes them mad. So useless to the government. Oh wait, that's not. Where's this? Go whack that woman. Why is it not work? Oh, I see. Maybe I get to. Where's that? I see what happened. Right window, but wrong tab. All right, so that person was going to be bigger, so you got him before he. Well, apparently this was just his introduction, and I don't know what number that was, the black one, but that may indicate that he was trying to do something larger. But it would have even have been larger. It would have eventually, been major. But this guy, Michael Gann, may have been operated. So you need to look out there to see if something was radicalizing him. Again, it could be metaphysical, it could be physical, it could be psychological, it could be all the above. Oh, he's actually mixing the explosive. That's crazy. Right. Actually. So there's more out there that are building stuff. I mean, they may never we heal stuff, so they may never be put into operation, but they're definitely experimenting. So it's definitely metaphysical, a metaphysical vibration, right? Thank you, sir. And again, if they're just building, it's hard to find them sometimes, not all the time, but Teflon steel. Oh, yeah, I got all that now. Yeah, that was weird because 38 and a half, you know, I was out of there at 39 and a half. 38 and a half is when the spirit of, it turned out to be probably Ronald Reagan. It's the first time I really had spiritual connection like that. Led me to my leave and earnings statement and pointed to retirement. And I think that's when they were playing that other game, right around my divorce. Told them to lock me up for some fee my wife forgot to pay. Right. I may be wrong, but I think it was around 38 and a half. Because I left at 39 and 3/4, which was like 40 years since conception. Which may have been how ancient Hebrews, Israelites, did their ages. Because like in Romania, you're 1 year old when you're born. Well, when my father was born. My stepfather, right. So, right. So they may have done that. Right. Thank you, Larry. So Moses may have actually been 39 and 3/4. So, yeah. So they definitely try to kill me around there. That is a time when Satan tries to kill people. You make it to 40, you generally, you know, you'll probably live a little longer, maybe. I forget how old was Jonathan Luna when they got him? He was a little younger than me, 38 years. Okay. Right. Sure. I've been playing that game since before Jesus. Right. Jesus only made it to 33, but he was awake since a child. I guess so was Joseph Smith. I think Joseph Smith was better at isolating himself than Jesus. Right. Jesus would go into the thick of things. And I guess that's when they got Joseph Smith, when he went into the thick of things to respond to their allegations. Right. So yeah, I would continue looking in that direction. I saw a lot of stuff. Again, after it happens, you see more of what you saw, but definitely knew something like that was going on. So like the guy that was like dissed me in the Sikhs, and I knew it was a part of a larger thing because I had already been operated. So I knew what the operators were doing were affecting everybody around me. Now he could be, you know, somebody on the take getting money to do that to me. But at a certain point, when I'm getting ready to get out of there, you know, I had maybe a few more days there or whatever. He brings me some food from the temple and leaves it in front of my door, and I'm thinking, oh yeah, I'm just going to eat this. I mean, what makes him think I'm going to eat this? But yeah, they play that game, and that could have been a game too. Again, once they, you know, it's not my baggage. All of you, these people work for CIA. There's no doubt. That's what their claim to fame is. Right. But they were also a sex cult. So what does that tell you? Right. That's why Harry never got prosecuted. They just charged him. It may have been his assassination where, either you go under the dark side or, we charge you for whatever it is he was doing, some fraud. Yeah, the dude that was telling me about the young girl, like, she's too young. He was actually charged. They charged him, but they didn't prosecute. I think that's what it was. All right. He was charged federally for fraud. Oh, she's too young. Oh, yeah. Yes, Mr. Fraudster. You and your buddy Johnny Hughes are telling stories, right? She's the one that lives with you and your wife. What are you doing at night? Like I knew who all these people were, I was just trying to, maybe live a religious life, but spiritual life and have, friends and stuff. They weren't going to have it. No, there's no way for me to stay. It's a scam. Just like now, brother, sometimes life gets you down. Here's some scripture to help you. That's the way CIA plays it, man. Of course, they'll tell you, well, that means he's a big crook because CIA's involved. And of course, nobody believes it until they get the money, right? Get offered the 30 pieces of silver, then it's okay. Just think of what you could do with that money in the church. Right. Same old story. They're not sorry, all of you. They're like, you know what they're like? You know that thing in Jurassic Park? Like, it's a little lizard. Right. They walk around like the little lizard. And they go, ah, and then it eats the guy. Right. That's them. That's exactly what they're like. No, it's not to bait the man that's a criminal. You know what it's about, fraudsters. You and your buddy Harry. Yeah, people are the biggest fraudsters in the world. I mean, some good people, but there's none good. No, not one. They've all fallen short of the glory of the Constitution of the United States. That's what they want me to be like, right? Be like a Jim Jones. That's what they wish, right? If I was Jim Jones, I'd own a probably a big colony. It'd be Larry's Island. I have a colony of religious converts that they would be attempting to psyop me into killing. There's a chance Jim Jones was in operation. All right. Okay. I've already studied that one from that angle. You're so freaking funny. Yeah, it's Larry that had the island, not Epstein. Trump let us do him, and we'll change it to him instead of you. It won't be Epstein's island; it'll be Larry's island, and you've never been around Larry. That's how they do it, really. Right. Nah, I mean, there was no call for it for decades. I mean, because it was all set up. The whole thing's a setup. The Coburg thing that's so weird, right? And like somebody like Brian Coburg just living, whatever I want to do. And he's like psycho everywhere. Right. See, it's all fake. And then they go, well, Larry's like Coburg. Oh, yeah, I'm happy. I'm not hysterically laughing. I'm happy what I'm doing. You, of course, you're the devil's self. Satan has no incarnation on this planet without all of you. Whether you be a preacher, a kid, an adult, it don't matter. Those 14-year-olds are going to hell, man. God will take them to hell. Their lives done with. They're just going to be witches like the rest of you anyway. Wink, wink, wink. Projecting my genitalia. Winky, winky, wink. That's what they're like, man. That's why people can't go to church, man. Because they get all funky sexual. Like, where is this coming from? Oh, it's God. God's doing that too. Yeah, like God would do that. But that's the way they are. If you study it, that's what they're trying to make you believe. That it's either God or me, you know? Right? That's how they beat your head in. Like, it's not us, it's God. Oh, actually, it's you. You're crazy. It's not happening. So the Marshal Service sends me into they extorted me. The Marshal Service and little girl extorted me into the Employee Assistance Program. So I get in there, right? This is when I'm still in the Marshal Service. But I get in there, and like the doctor wasn't part of it. And he's like, it's not really about you, it's about everybody else. So it actually did the reverse of what they wanted to happen. Yeah, it was weird because he's like, well, what if I tell you people in NSA have had a lot of weird... Because I was getting worried about Jonathan Luna's girlfriend. I'm like, this is weird. What's going on here? And, I've got a career. I've got a job. I don't know what the hell she's doing. It's really, they could show me in a bad light. And they go, and he goes, well, what if I tell you worse things have happened to people in NSA and they kept their job? So it wasn't working. It wasn't working for them. Correct, Larry. You know what? I can't even remember why I stopped going to see him. It don't make any sense. Yeah, I thought you caught this guy. I told you you're still looking for him again. That's kind of weird. You might want to. What you could do here. What you do is you get. Who's the person that posts this stuff? Right. What you do is you get rid of the wanted by FBI, or you could put a stamp. You just get apprehended and put a stamp across it. Right. But you could actually real easily. You could just put it in like some program that has shapes that you can make, like cut. So you do your what do they call that? The eyedropper thing, the water drop, whatever that thing is. You click it on the red, your color turns to red. You put it square, and then you open up the square and just cover that, and you'll have this without the wanted by the FBI. So I would just find a graphic that says you could actually create it. Right? You can go online and create one that says they look like typewriter or something, whatever you want it to look like, real quick, an image, and just going into like one of the best ones to paste images into on your phone is I would say this is done on a phone by how blurry the photo is if I click on it. And maybe it did on a computer. That one was done on a phone or something. Thank you. And what's it called? PixArt. They actually like stalk you if the operators know you're on there. But disregard it. It's a pretty good app. PixArt, PICSART, I think. And then you open that up in PixArt, and you can do all sorts of stuff to it. So you could actually you could do it in PixArt. They have the font thing. All right, so you could type it and just put it right there, the transparent font, that it's just the font itself. And you could say it right, apprehended, and put it diagonal, and diagonal across and apprehended, or whatever you want to say. Right. Booked and cooked. Slammed and jammed. Because I looked at it, I'm going, want it? He said, want it? So again, it shouldn't be out there like that. Right. In fact, you might get calls if they didn't read it. This guy could be governor, you know, after Stitt. He's actually changing himself. I mean, a lot of people didn't like some of his stances. They were too radical, but like feeding kids and all that, people like that. Right. That's actually something the Democrats stole. A lot of Republicans would be like, no, we're not feeding kids. That's liberal. No, feed the 5,000. What are you, crazy? That's liberal. See, that's how you get. That's how they get you. It's the same psychology that I'm speaking about. Right. Nice to team. What does that got to do with anything? But I'll tell you, these immigrants don't care about your family. They really don't. I mean, I'm not here for tit for tat, but they give a shit about a white person's family. Right. Right. Maybe even a black person's family, probably. Right. Now, Latinos are some of the worst people for superiority, for supremacy. They really are. That's why they run them drug gangs and all that. That's a supremacist attitude that gets them there and puts them in and keeps them in. But I mean, there's some good Latinos, but of course, none good. No, not one. Look, the LDS church is trying to brainwash me. Be still and know that I am God. I shouldn't set that up, probably. You know, people have a right to their opinion. I really don't care that he won't condemn Hamas or whatever for whatever reason. I really don't care. Because if people are afraid to speak their mind, then investigations don't work as well. So if you make people, like if you deport this guy because he says it, because they know now, well, maybe he does support Hamas, and so they can watch him. But if you, you know, and again, you can't do anything to him for that, but at least they can look into his background. It's like you would know to look into, maybe they're already looking at him, I don't know, but you wouldn't know necessarily to look into his background. Like right now, you have to look to see if he has a connection to Hamas because of that. That's reasonable suspicion. Right. I'm looking at this. I didn't see it. Like you may not do it because if I looked at the video, I might go, "Oh, he's just saying it." Right. Just depends how he appears when he says it. Like, did he look away? Did he blink? And again, that isn't definitive. It's just a sign that, you know, did he squirm or something? Right. All these things that Trump does when he's talking to people. I think Trump practices looking everybody straight in the eye. not moving. And Trump tries to thwart it. Trump tries to thwart body language. So here's a white guy. What does he do now? Yeah, free speech is actually the greatest tool for investigation. Right. When you make people afraid to speak out, then they don't tell us what they're doing. Like that one guy felt comfortable to say, should I go out and pay like there's no tomorrow? That's what I should say when I'm going to church. That's how they act, like I'm setting them up. Right. You tortured my life for over 35 years. Yeah, in the beginning it was a lot less, but you still did it. Right. Weirdos. Jesus couldn't have been a Muslim. There was no. Somebody made. That's probably a Photoshop. No, you can say Jesus was a Palestinian. There's a possibility of that one. Yeah, same as a Muslim. That's where you got it wrong, probably. Oh, it's Palestinian. No, you just got DT. It doesn't sound right. 2 years ago today, we set the bird free. Sounds like you're exposing yourselves. I believe we're all censored. I don't believe there's anything such as no censoring. Right. They just happened to surrender. So, this is, I get a weird vibe from this woman. Is she one of the bait women? If you're around, they'll sure bait you. They bring up all those photos that were already seen, not real, right? It's Photoshop. I'm not sure if this is true for your church any longer.
So there is a baby in the car. Mommy's coming now. Okay?
I understand.
I'm getting out.
Well, you should have done it
I
already.
told you 3 times. I'm looking to step out of the car. Still understand. Step out of the car.
What is happening?
Iranian.
Yes,
I'm Iranian,
I understand.
that's why I'm a doctor. I'm a doctor. I'm Iranian.
I'm abducted. I don't mean to laugh, but come on. They're teaching them the wrong thing. Again, like I'm telling you, they're soliciting crimes.
This is not okay, and no one will identify themselves.
The only thing you can do is take down their license plate and call the police. That's all you can do. Right? This stuff goes on every day, and black people are arrested for all sorts of crimes. White people are arrested, and you never gave a darn. Right? I actually thought it was funny to try to make some white people fall. Right? They're part of the deep state. The hunted thing is, you should have never said that. Right? You should have never said that. Because it was a scam to get you to say it. The deep state is out there harassing people. And now you took credit for it. Right? I got a shot like that, Trump. I got a suit like that, too. Well, proof is in the pudding. People are going to wait to see what the big bill does. Messing with them. We go, Star David on the back. I got a big one on the front. What are you afraid of? Put the big one on there. No, I do fault some Jews for not focusing on peace enough, right? Right. It has to be, you have to work at it. Look, she's all mad. I can feel it. Try to get my microphone to fall out. Let me make sure I can be heard still. Testing 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it still can be heard. Yeah, it's nonsense. Nonsense. That's how he handled that back then. Right. No matter who it was. Trump and his people actually got in trouble for that, and they didn't prosecute them either. Right. Security lapses and stuff. Right. Was this?
Something wasn't right.
When we saw these guys coming, we radioed all our staff. Just before the shooting started, one of my staff was able to retrieve his weapon from his car that was also parked out front. And the shooting started, and my guy was able to shoot the guy and take him out.
Tell me how they're doing now.
They're both doing well. One was struck in the hand to shoot the guy and take him out.
Tell me how they're doing now.
They're both doing well. One was struck in the hand, and he was released from the hospital right away. The other that was confronting the shooter directly, he was shot 7 times, and he's doing very well. And
where did he get?
One was struck in the hand, and he was released from the hospital.
Not starting the bar that night.
It continued past there.
Approached 2 people who were standing outside the bar when they realized something wasn't right.
When we saw these guys coming, we radioed all our staff, all our security staff. Say, hey, these guys, there's something wrong with these guys. So we were on alert, and so we brought staff to the front. And when just before the shooting started, one of my staff was able to retrieve his weapon from his car that was also parked out front. And the shooting started, and my guy was able to shoot the guy and take him out.
Tell me how they're doing now.
They're both doing well. One was struck in the hand, and he was released from the. And they expect.
It was a pretty good shot. He just went pink, and that was it. Right. Real casual too. Right. But I'll tell you, the general consensus is there is no art of the deal. They say, we'll believe it when we see it. That's what people are saying. Just let you know. I told you to be careful about what you were doing. More, but don't you want to go to the temple more? Not if I'm going to be operated. Right. Agreed. They try to addict you. Again, it's not the church itself, it's the operators of the church, right? No, it'll never end. It's not like they're trying to change me into something, right? Other than a criminal, right? It's funny because I'm looking at both sides, right? like if you go through my feed, the feed has information about how both sides, talking points from both sides. Yeah, there it is. This is good to do. You always got to do that kind of stuff. All right. They're saying, like, I'm getting the State Department says say we, because it won't sound right. All I do. I'm actually in the State Department, but I haven't really been there for a while. What's going on? Cool. The reason I can't get to it. The translate button. It actually doesn't have one. All right. Actually, so. Still a lot of drug and product coming out of that country, so I don't know. All right. Stay peaceful, praise God in all that you do. Praise God.